Welcome back. Welcome back to the Body and Brain TV live class. My name is David, and today we are doing 3 exercises for the hip joints to open them up and to strengthen them. We're going to do a little bit more. There's some combo exercises in there. How are your hip joints? You're probably aware if you have any kind of stiffness or pain, because it really makes life more difficult when your hips don't feel good. So we've got to take care of the hip joints. But unfortunately, for a lot of us, sitting at a desk or watching TV or not moving enough, or just not sitting on the floor cross-legged, then our hip joints get very stiff. We may get a lot of tension and not be able to open the hip. So depending on your condition, some of these might be a little easier and some of them might be a little bit harder. So I hope you're doing well. This last week of April, we're going to be doing, we got a little different routine with our live classes. We've still got Tuesday and Thursday in the evening, and we've got some Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning sessions. Hip flexors, yeah. Wow, Chicago is really well represented today. That's great. And I see Lynn from North Carolina also. All right, everybody, if you're ready, let's get started. We've got some easy ones. One of my favorites, you can stand up. This one's pretty hard to do sitting, so I recommend stand up. It's actually kind of nice. If you have a chair, something you can hold on to that really helps you feel balanced, that's a good way. We're going to do hip circles, but I want you to really focus on making a strong and stable posture for these hip rotations. So you can see my feet are shoulder width, maybe a tiny bit wider. Feet are parallel, not turning out the toes much. And bend the knees. As you bend your knees a little, I want you to feel the toes. Do your toes feel like they're gripping? Does it feel your foot wants to turn out slightly? So I want you to keep them parallel, but feel that effort to stay glued to the floor. All right? And then as you drop down, I don't want you to feel too much on your knees, just a natural strengthening of these leg muscles. All right, that's our basic posture. Hands comfortably in front of the waist or hips, and we're going to rotate. Really simple, right? But from the beginning, some of you will notice a difference in your left hip and right hip. So I really want you to check. Is one hip moving differently? Does it feel differently from the other? And the first step is just notice it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. You don't have to work too hard. Hello, all right. New York and Dallas, Las Vegas in the house, welcome. We got some Earth citizens, people from America. So keep being aware. Does your weight want to shift over to one side a little bit more? Try to feel both feet. Keep that active connection to the ground so that you're really working your body from a balanced place. It might take a little while. Normally, one hip is a little tighter than the other, a little less range of motion. And don't forget to breathe. If you want a little bit more activity, simply kind of drop down a little deeper, but feel it in your feet and thigh muscles. Don't feel it around the knees too much. I want you to use the feet and use the hips and thighs. So don't go too deeply. All right. Slowly stop. You can take a little break. Take a deep breath. You should be feeling these muscles, feet and legs working. Drop down again. Keep that good connection with the feet on the floor and rotate in the opposite direction. Opposite direction. Now you're drawing a circle with your tailbone. Imagine your tailbone drawing a circle underneath you. So for example, I can feel one hip is a little tighter. It doesn't move as smoothly in that circle as the other side does. So I want to try to lengthen that side, let it move a little bit more. And breathe. Good. How are you doing? So don't expect a big change all at once. This is kind of a gradual opening, warming, and stretching. And don't forget to smile. Happy hip joints. So hip joints are related a lot to the strength of your legs, obviously. Condition of your knees is related to good hip joint condition. And also your spine. If your hips are tight or weak, a lot of tension and pressure can go into the spine. We want very strong and flexible hip joints to take that weight of the body. All right. Slowly stop. Take a deep breath and shake it out. How you doing? You feeling some energy down there? Heating up the lower body using those leg muscles? All right, loosen up your feet. Loosen up the shoulders, release any tension. We're going to get a little deeper into strengthening the hip joints and the muscles around them. You ready? I'm going to take a wide stance. Now, I don't want my feet to turn out with the toes very wide. I want to keep it almost parallel, so it's going to work the hips more. But if it's too much, take it easy and turn your feet out more so you don't pressurize your knees. You don't want to do that. You ready? So I'm coming down. I'm going to go a little wider. Hands on the knees. And I'm going to push the knees apart gently. I don't want to bend forward too far. I want to keep the spine upright and just sit down into the hips. Now your feet need to do some work to keep you from sliding, keep you strong. Try to sit down, those hips nice and deep, spine nice and tall, and breathe. So far so good? If you need a break at any point, you can come up, take a break. I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm going to turn the hands in. Keep the strong feet and start to feel your butt muscles, your hips and thigh muscles more. Come on down. Don't put all your weight into the hands. Use the legs. Good. Feeling it? If you're ready for more of a challenge, I'm going to bring the hands together. Ooh. Now, again, you might notice, does your left leg or right leg feel stronger, one or the other? Does your weight want to shift over to the stronger side? Try to keep it even and breathe. Take a break if you need it with the hands. I'm going to go down a little deeper. I'm actually going to bring the feet in a little and put my elbows on or inside the knees so I can get nice and deep into a kind of a squat. Try to keep that spine upright. You're probably really feeling it in those leg muscles. Keep breathing. Got it? All right. Hands on the knees. Breathe in. Tuck your tailbone in. Tighten that core. Push up. Whew. Shake out the hands. Shake out the feet. How'd you do? Did you get down deep? How are these muscles around the hips? Hopefully you're feeling that, right? I'm going to do one more time. Let's try to go a little bit deeper. You ready? Feet parallel, not too much to the outside. Sinking down. Now at first I want to keep it relaxed. So hands on the knees. Spine upright. See if you can go a little deeper. Keeping the chest open. Use the butt muscles. Feel the feet. Come down to your elbows if you can. Still not too hard. I'm going to bring the feet a little closer and go all the way down. No weight on my arms now. Just the legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's hold it. Feel those hip joints. Really try to isolate, strengthen hips and core. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands on the knees. I'm going to straighten the legs and turn my heels out to stretch the back of the legs. And reach down. Breathe in, breathe out. Big hamstring stretch. Woo! Yeah, challenging. So I don't want you to overdo it. I want you to take breaks and modify, okay? All right, one more time. Bend the knees and slowly, comfortably roll your spine up. Feet parallel. Rolling, let the head come up last. And shake out your hands. And shake out your feet. Do a little tapping around those hip joints. So it'll take a while. If some of these exercises are a little tough, you might need to do these every couple days until you start to feel the strength building up more. And then you can also increase the flexibility. Don't just try to stretch. You want to also increase strength in order to give yourself more energy to stretch. All right? So last one is a sitting on the floor stretch. So if you have some space, sit down. Okay, you see the haircut, huh? Yeah. It's getting hot in Arizona, so it's time for a little bit of a fresher haircut. All right, here we go. We're going to do a one leg bent, one leg out stretch. If this is too tough to bend this knee, you can do the same thing with the leg open. All right, nice and easy. I want to open up the side of the body, and then we can get deeper into a hip stretch. I'm reaching out to the left, try to grab the toes, and lean to the side. Now I want to feel the stretch way down into here. Can you feel that? Or do you feel it mostly up here or just in the leg? I want to feel it way down into the lower back and pelvis. Kind of look towards the ceiling. If you like to, you can bring that arm over, but don't overdo it. I want to keep the feeling down into the core, hips, and legs. Your body should be nice and warm, right? Good. Slowly come back. Now we're going to get a little deeper into the hip. I'm going to keep this knee bent, and I'm just going to bring the other leg back and kind of turn into a baby pigeon or a half pigeon. Now if you don't feel much here, you go ahead and bring that leg a little bit farther up the mat and turn all the way onto the side. More of a full pigeon stretch. Now key point, I want you to balance your hip joints, spine relaxed and open, and breathe. Kind of sink into those hips. Good. Return. And open up both legs. Gently bounce it out. How was that one? Okay? Let's switch. The other leg bent. Again, you don't have to bend this knee. You can still do a side stretch with both legs open. This one's a little tighter for me. So I'm going to take it a little slower. Reach over. And just enough to lean to the side to feel the back of this leg, the underside of this leg, and then the hip area. Breathe and lean over and look up. Good. And if you want, extend that arm. Don't overdo it. You don't need to reach too far. You're going to keep the feeling down in your core and hips. Breathe. And let it go. Turning to the side, bring that leg up a little. You can do this baby half pigeon. Or you can bring the foot up a little more and get up onto the hips and square your hips and shoulders. Once you're there, try to sink in, relax. All right, slowly come back. Open on both legs. Little hamstring stretch, little forward bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then hang out there, either hands, elbows, or how about even your head touching the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Slowly bring those legs back together. Do a little tapping on the muscles. And give yourself a big sweep. Sweep down your body. How did you do? Please share. Maybe in the chat box, let me know. How are the hip joints today? Hopefully your body got nice and warm. And afterwards, you might even feel a little bit of that cooler head, warmer core, warmer danjan, as we say. So your hip joints are so important because so many big muscles connect to them. If they're tight, it really restricts the flow of energy through your body. You'll feel it. It'll be very hard to feel strong and comfortable. But if you make your hips feel good, it's much easier to get that feeling of energy flowing and calm, clear mind and cool head. Good stretching. Nice job, Tessie from LA. Sonika, Margina, good. Everybody, you know how important it is to keep that habit. So if you're the kind of person who makes time to take care of your body and do the things that are good for you, then in the long run, you can avoid more of the major issues, aches and pains. So that's the number one thing that we want to do. We've been doing these live classes a lot during the recent weeks when a lot of people are quarantined. So I hope it's helping. You enjoying the stretching? Yeah, so stretching is one of the easiest ways for your mind and your body to feel better. I highly recommend putting it into your daily calendar. Put it into your phone. Put a little reminder. There are apps that remind you. There's even the 1 Minute Change app. I think Change Your Energy has it. You can check it out. So it's our pleasure. We will continue to do this, and especially as the quarantine, as it gets a little easier as time goes on and we figure out, more and more of our centers are doing online classes regularly. We're going to be bringing you live classes from more of our instructors. We have hundreds of good people around the country teaching body and brain yoga. So more of them will be guiding these classes in the future. So you can look forward to that. All right. So great job, everybody. Stay tuned for the weekly family class on Monday with Cherie and her family. It's a family class for kids and parents, especially if they're inside and want to relieve some stress. 1 p.m. Pacific. We've got our Monday, Wednesday, Friday earlier sessions, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be bringing you these yoga and Tai Chi classes, mini classes, 5 p.m. Pacific. So keep doing that. Yeah, more strength. So that's one of the main things I want to leave you with. If you feel tight and it's hard to stretch, it's hard to increase your flexibility, also try to increase your strength, and then you'll have an easier time stretching after some strengthening exercises. All right, everybody. And stay tuned for lots of new content with Minjae and I and some of our other regular instructors. We're going to be doing more Tai Chi videos, mini classes, and things like that, in addition to these live classes. So I hope you share a lot. Like this video. Please make sure to subscribe and get your friends to come subscribe to Body and Brain TV also. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye.